I don't know if you can throw this in the Halloween category or if you throw this in the holiday category. The Nightmare Before Christmas. I fucking hate
Oh.
that movie. I hate that movie with a passion. I don't understand the point of that movie.
Wow.
Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time.
You're late. Pizza time.
Pizza time.
Happy Halloween, Ed.
Happy Halloween, my buddy.
Are you a big Halloween guy? You love dressing up?
Like the season, right?
No, like the holiday.
Yeah, like the holiday, right? Like, am I into it?
Yeah.
Honestly, not really. I don't
Same.
think I've dressed up in like purposefully, at least, in like since high school. Probably.
Oh, same. Yeah,
Seriously, really? Oh, so
yeah,
you're not a dress up person either?
No, no.
Again, more reasons why we have this podcast together.
Yeah, exactly. We don't agree on enough already. I do wish I had a house and I lived in like a cute little neighborhood. I could hand out candy, but like I think the thought of that sounds better than the actual action. You know,
I am surprised you even have that thought. To be honest,
it just seems like a nice American dream. I don't know. No?
To hand out kids to do so well that on Halloween day, all you have to worry about is handing out candy to kids. Yeah, sure.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it. Like, hey,
you know what?
My life's doing all right. I can afford the inflated prices of candy, and I can hand them out to kids for free.
Oh my God, you just opened my eyes to that. You're right. It's not so much like I give a shit about kids. No, it's like I have the time to give back to shitty kids because I live a good life. Oh my God, you're right. You changed my mind about that.
We're the same. Like we've been in relationships both very long times.
Yes.
But how many kids do we have between us?
Yeah, no.
Zero. So it's not about the kids. I don't give a fuck about the kids.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You either.
Take your candy. It's that I'm doing good enough to do this.
Exactly. You've opened my eyes to that proposition, my friend, just now. Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
I want that too, damn it. I want a house I can give kids candy. Yeah, you're right. I should strive for that. Because I don't want this hate in my heart right now where I'm like, I'm thankful that I know no kids, I think, are in my apartment. And around is no really big residential area. So I have no one here during Halloween.
Same.
There's no snooty kids coming up stealing my candy.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty great. But you're right. In a time where maybe we're doing better, it'd be nice to just have that in my heart and just feel good about giving kids
candy.
One
thing about Halloween this year that sucks is that obviously I just came back from Italy. And I will say this, the Halloween candy in America is not cutting it.
Yeah. Oh, it's ass.
It's bad, right? So
absolutely.
I have no interest in eating any more candy for Halloween this year because, which is probably a good thing health-wise. I'm in my 30s now. I probably shouldn't be eating Halloween candy anymore. In excess, I guess.
Sure.
But
just slurping it down your mouth.
Yeah, compared to where I was, it just tastes so fake and not great. But
because it is.
Yeah, it is. Because it is.
The quality of chocolate in other places is just better too. That's just what it is. Yeah,
I don't know why. We put too much shit in our food, guys.
Yeah, it's too much shit.
We should stop doing that. But anyway, we do. Yeah. We're here to talk not about Halloween candy, but to talk about Halloween movies.
Yes, sir.
Right? Yeah, we got a fun little episode for you guys today. We're gonna go through some of our favorite Halloween movies, our overrated Halloween films, and maybe one or two of the scariest movies we've ever seen, in our opinion, because I think we'll be different, which is
probably
a new thing for this podcast.
I think in terms of, because we line up on a lot of the mainstream stuff. So
absolutely,
obviously superhero movies, action movies, probably some thrillers, but horror, we don't talk a lot about. The horror doesn't come up that much in our discussions personally.
Never.
But almost never. But obviously we've seen our fair share. So this will be interesting to see
Halloween Ends this year. We did a review of that.
Right. Right. We agreed on that.
We didn't agree on that.
We did. We both liked it. Although you just didn't like the end.
I didn't like it. I thought it ruined it. I liked the first half of it.
Oh my God. Wow, you're not even gonna give the first half its due? Oh my goodness.
When the last 15 minutes of the movie can ruin the movie. Why would I give the first half its due?
Shit, I didn't know that.
No.
We agree, but we agree on the first part of the movie.
Oh yeah. No. We agreed. It started off strong and then it was like
all right. Okay.
All good intentions, but
all right, my bad. I misconstrued that. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So But before we jump into the Halloween stuff, we're actually going to go through some news because there was some pretty big news that dropped this week, plus two fairly big trailers. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that I completely forgot about one of them actually dropped, which is probably not a good thing.
Let me guess.
But anyway, the big news to kick off the week or this recap is James Gunn and Peter Safran are taking over DC. The DCEU is dead, by the way. It is now the DCU. It's just DC Universe. No extended that shit out of here. Sorry, Zach.
How much that matters. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, James Gunn taking over and Peter Safran. They're basically going to be the new Kevin Feige. They're going to report to David Zaslav directly. Some extra news that has come out of this is that as of right now, the Batman, Matt Reeves, the Batman, so Robert Pattinson's Batman, is not part of this DC universe. He exists in his own universe. And Joker, obviously, is not part of it as well, which those two moves make a lot of sense to me. I think the Batman, the way he was, kind of constructed in this new series, he's very grounded, he's very realistic, and James Gunn doesn't do that. I mean, he's able to like find connections in these like sillier characters and make you feel for them, but it's still very fanatical, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. So I think that's a smart move to keep Batman out of it. But overall, Ed, how do you feel about this news? And you think it's the right move?
Yeah, I'll start off with the James Gunn news. So yeah, when I heard that, I was like, first of all, I'm just super thrilled for James Gunn. Mm-hmm. I mean, based off of what that guy had to go through a couple of years ago with all that shit. Yeah, I'm glad. Like this is like what I feel like we should do is like give people another chance. And look where he is now. I mean, this guy. I mean, I don't know if this has ever been done. I'm sure there is. Like we've had news like this, but like in the mainstream where you've had a director. Yeah, but come back and like a director taking on a co-CEO role, like that's pretty cool. I mean, that's awesome.
Crazy cool.
And like, who better than James Gunn? It makes absolute sense. He's made nothing bad for the DCU, I guess now we can say. And I just feel I'm happy for the guy. I don't know what else to say. And I think he's got great intuition. And I think they're gonna do great. I don't know about this Peter Safran. I don't know him. I'm sure he's great. That's why they picked him.
Peter Safran is a producer. Things he's produced: Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Aquaman, and Aquaman 2. He was part of all of that. So
nice.
I mean, look, you say what you want about Aquaman. It's definitely not our cup of tea.
No.
However, I can understand why people liked it. I can understand why people were very entertained with it.
Sure.
And the underwater scenes in Aquaman were great. And I do think it is from a color perspective, a kind of beautiful film.
100%. 100%. One of the pluses I gave that film was that it was visually great.
Yeah.
I really liked how it looked.
Nice.
I really get that. And when I look back, I didn't ultimately love Aquaman either, but it's definitely one of the better movies in the DCU for sure. It's one of the better ones.
Remember being at a screening for that movie and sitting next to my former boss, your current boss still.
Yeah.
And Aquaman and Amber Heard come out of the ocean and Pitbull is playing, and we like are elbowing each other because we're laughing so hard. Like, why the fuck is Pitbull playing right now?
I remember that moment. Yeah. Oh my god, that fucking song choice. That's holy shit.
Didn't you?
I did watch it in the Philippines. Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, you were gone for a long time.
Yeah, it was, and it didn't make it any better, obviously. But it's Aquaman's Aquaman. I am still excited to see the second one. Anyways, that's great. I love Shazam. Shazam is probably my favorite DCU movie. So if he's behind that, cool. I'm curious about it. That's awesome.
Also, with this news is the official news that Henry Cavill has announced he is finally officially back as Superman. And I just want to add one little piece of news to that is Liam Hemsworth will be replacing him in season 4.
I saw that. Yeah.
So he must have some serious, or WB must have some serious Superman plans here for Cavill for him to leave a show. Is that what you took from that news? Or?
Oh, 100%. No, I was shocked. Yeah, I didn't actually think they would do that, but it sounds now like look, they gave him. It sounds like they had to do it. For Henry had to choose.
Right.
It's like, look, you're not gonna have time to do this show. You cannot be Geralt. Sorry, ironically never played the game. Geralt, you're not gonna have time. I'm sorry, you're just not. You know, and I understand it's a very successful show. That's the thing. It's a successful show. People do love him as Geralt, apparently, and it's a shock. But yeah, you can't do both. So there you go. I mean, but that's fine. I know him. He's my Superman. What can I say? And so
look, I'm hoping for it. Look, it does seem that a lot of the Zack Snyder characters are staying. I do think they still recast the Flash. I just don't think you can't not recast the Flash at this point. I'm sorry, Ezra. Well, I'm not sorry. I never liked you as the Flash, but I'm sure your fans are sorry. But I think it must have to do because he's currently shooting season 3, right? So I think it clearly has to do with we will see a Superman 2 very, very soon.
100%. I think they're fast tracking it up for sure.
Yeah, like
and that's not even funny.
Obviously, we know what's coming out in 2023, right? We got Shazam: Fury of the Gods, Aquaman 2, and The Flash.
Right.
And then I think we get Superman 2 in 2024.
I think directly after The Flash, we finally get the Superman movie we've been wanting, and it'll probably deal with that a little bit, whatever happens in The Flash, 100%. Yeah, because people have been wanting that, clamoring for it for years. We badly need it.
On this last little bit of note here, what's most exciting about James Gunn taking on DC for you? Is it a storytelling thing, his directorial approach, or what do you think is the most exciting part of him taking it on?
Again, the guy has all that because the guy has a vision and he executes, plain and simple, and he does it, and he seems to do it in both the pleasure of himself and also to please the execs. Like it's very rare that execs have problems with him, and he only delivers every time. The guy's just great. I don't know.
Does deliver every time.
He just does. He delivers every single time what is asked of him and more, and it seems to please him, and he pleases the fans. He pleases everybody. He literally doesn't please. He doesn't not please anybody.
Right.
And so it's why that whole story with him and what happened to him a few years ago is like, it's such a great story because it's like the guy's only been positive for everybody, and it's good to see a little bit of a turnaround for him. But no, it's all positive because he's a great filmmaker, and he clearly knows a little bit of the business as well, so that he pleases everybody. It's a win. It's an absolute win. It's no surprise to me whatsoever. He takes these he's a risk abolisher. Like he takes the risks and he fucking delivers on risks. And you want to hear that. That's the thing that you need to have in your wallet in your back pocket for these businesses, like making risks work.
So
period.
That is exactly why I'm so excited for him, because now we're gonna get to see. Because for years, Ed, it's just been the same damn characters.
Yeah.
Superman, Batman. Like James Gunn went to Marvel and said, "Let's do the Guardians of the Galaxy," and he pitched it to him. Kevin Feige was reportedly very nervous about it, and now they're arguably the most popular team in the MCU.
Absolutely.
And, like, now we'll get to see him take a risk with other characters, like Peacemaker. Peacemaker has his own TV series. 5 years ago, you would never say that.
No.
The team he has in the Suicide Squad, King Shark, Peacemaker, I forget Idris Elba's character's name.
Death.
He was so great.
Something.
Deadshot. That's not his name.
Deadeye.
No, that was Will Smith.
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport.
Okay. Bloodsport. Okay, sure.
Anyway, like he's really good at taking these like wacky characters and giving them heart and purpose, and that is what is the coolest part to me. And I think it's going to show on the screen. And I think we're going to get a great DC future. And you kind of nailed it again when you said he's so good with his direction. Like James Gunn is very good at putting heart into movies. And my biggest complaint about Man of Steel is had no heart.
Yeah, right.
Like it was just gray and dull
dull, brutal and visceral. It's just like
brutal and visceral. That's a great way to put it. So that's what I'm most excited about. But that's that bit of news. James Gunn takes over DC. Super, super exciting. Henry
100%.
Cavill back. Liam Hemsworth replacing him as maybe Liam Hemsworth will get his shining star finally. Can live up to his brother.
I've always liked him. He's cool. Yeah, but it's like some of the movies he's in, I don't know. Yeah, they don't really sing, and I think this could be a good chance for him to stretch his acting stuff for sure.
Definitely.
And get into a franchise for sure.
I
wanted to ask you really quick though. I want to ask you really quick because I want to go back to the Batman and the Joker thing.
Okay.
What are they then?
Well,
if they're not DCU, then what are they? Just WB movies? I don't know. I'm confused. What are these then?
Yes, they are just WB movies. Also,
really,
I think at this moment in time they're separate because I read something in Deadline that said Matt Reeves will have his own Batman universe. Which again, Batman's so big; he's big enough to have his own universe. And you look at this moment in time, you can't fit Robert Pattinson's Batman into Aquaman or anything like that. You're going to have to use Ben Affleck's Batman, right? Because this won't fit. But Matt Reeves is working on a Penguin show, a Clayface show. There's another Rogue that he's working on. And he's working on the Batman too. And obviously we know Todd Phillips is working on the Joker too, which will be a musical. So I think those just exist on their own, and if they want to merge them together, they can. I'm not sure they will. Right now, I don't think we'll ever see Joaquin Phoenix take on Robert Pattinson. Oh, right. We know they won't because Barry is the Joker.
Barry's the Joker. Yeah,
I
think that's fine. I'm just because they still have the DC logo strapped on to the beginning of the titles though, so I just I'm confused now as to
I think they're fine.
Maybe they'll do away with that, or I don't know.
I do think they'll do away with that. I think we'll get we'll have, hey, here's the DC movies that James Gunn and Peter Safran are in charge of. And
right.
You'll know that based on a logo, and you'll just see
this is the Batman universe.
Yeah, look at the Marvel logo for Venom, or any of their Sony's movies, right? Or when Fox still did their movies, they had their different logos. We knew they weren't part of the MCU.
Okay. That's interesting.
I think that's it.
Okay. Just curious how that was going to work out.
One last bit of note here that's very, very interesting that I want to get your thoughts on. So along with all this news, this news is actually from a couple weeks ago. There's reports that WB is basically cutting all these things and doing everything they've done over the last 3 months or so in preparation to hire the next Kevin Feige, which turns out to be James Gunn and Peter Safran. But that Discovery, the now co-owners of WB, will sell DC Studios to Universal. This is a big plan that they have in 5 years. That Discovery's just going to be like, hey, we're going to spend all this money to get them, and we're going to sell them to Universal. What do you think about that? And this is a big rumor. This multiple people are saying that the only reason they bought them is that they plan on building them up a little bit over the next 5 to 7 years and selling them for a mass load of money to Universal.
Holy shit. I mean, that's okay. Weird. I don't know. That's a little bit of weird, obviously, because they're on the right track right now. They're righting a lot of wrongs, and I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. That's just a weird. If that is again, is this a speculation or what?
Yeah, it's just
there's a report.
It's just speculation and reports. They're
okay,
just like, hey, this is kind of where it's at. It seems like.
I mean, look, I love Universal. I work for them. And that's not because I work for them, but they're great. I've always loved Universal. Universal has probably some of my favorite movies of all time. But absolutely. I don't I guess the question is like, did Universal want this, or is it being dropped in their lap? Because
I feel like it might be being dropped in their lap.
That's weird to me. The whole push, the whole agreement there is a little odd. I'd be curious as to see why they're doing it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, the assumption is that Comcast, Universal's parent company, will buy them. That they're just doing it for them to sell it. Maybe Disney says we'll buy them, which they won't. But that is the big assumption right now. That's why you see so many cuts and so many reorganization of assets, and that they're refocusing and they're just going to put these sorts of movies out just for the sole purpose of being sold in 5 years.
I mean, here's the thing. It's not like, even though the DCEU, or I'll say the DCEU because I'm talking about the past now. It's obviously it's been not,
right.
It's been a pain in the ass for them to deal with.
Right.
That being said, they still make money off of it. Obviously, every single one of their movies does money. So it's weird to me then for that reason that like they're gonna just toss it over and be like, well, we're done with the superhero stuff. We're just gonna focus on other things now,
right?
And we're gonna give this, potentially massive thing to a competitor, not competitor, it's another studio, and it's Universal, and they're huge. They're I mean, I don't know, they're arguably bigger.
It would fit, right? Universal,
I don't see why. I mean, sure. Well, but I mean, we'll have anything. I mean, they have big franchises though. I mean, they have Harry Potter licensed at least. Oh, actually, that's WB too. Then I just thought about it. That's W, and they're licensed. So, they have. I guess maybe right. They have Fast and the Furious, and
well, Fast 10 is the end of it, right? Or Fast 11. I'm not sure which one it is anymore. And then they just ended Jurassic World, which they've already said, look, that's going to be ended for at least a few years. So where's their big franchise? Where's their moneymaker coming from?
But where's WB's once the DCU leaves?
I think Discovery isn't even interested in it. I think they're just interested in getting rid of it.
Okay. I mean, look,
money. I mean, again, it's weird, but it's crazy.
It's like hot potatoing what I would imagine is what's a really expensive car that's like just not great with maintenance. A Ferrari? I don't know, whatever. It's like hot potatoing that. It's like, well, yeah, this is great. People love it, but I don't want to deal with this car anymore because it's just giving me a lot of problems.
Right.
Is it a bad thing? Obviously not. Great. I don't know what else to say. It's Universal. I mean, sure. Yeah. As long as they do it right, then good for them. They're the ones who get the money. I could give a shit less where the universe lands on. As long as they do it right. I don't know. Good for them.
Just
it's an odd move.
Rumor that's out there.
It's an interesting move. Yeah, for sure. It's interesting.
It would be crazy.
to see. I wouldn't expect WB to want to do that or Discovery, but
yeah.
Sure. Again, as fans, we don't give a shit. Yeah. Business wise, sure, cool. I don't know. That'll be interesting.
All right. Well, that's the DC news for the week. Now let's hop over to the Marvel news of the week because they always are dropping news every week. On top of Ed seeing Wakanda Forever,
okay. I didn't know if we were going to bring that up or not.
Well, there's a review on Pizza Time. Instagram,
yeah, you can catch that. It's a social. The main embargo.
He can't speak about it, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But he's seen it. Excited to talk about it when we can.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's great. Also, big news that came out. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer officially dropped on Monday. It shows what you thought it would show. It shows Ant-Man and the Wasp and his daughter Cassie and Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne getting sucked into the quantum realm. One intriguing thing was it seems like it's the daughter that causes the problem. She builds this quantum device that she's sending a signal to the quantum realm, and
idiot.
Yeah, what fucking rookie? What are you doing?
Rookie mistake.
Rookie. And they get sucked into the quantum realm by who? I'm assuming it's probably Kang that sucks him in. And yeah, we see this big old world. Some of the visuals are a little questionable, if you ask me and Ed. Like, listen, this movie needs to get rough. Yeah, hey, Marvel, hey, figure shit out, okay? And it's fucking enough of this bad CGI. I'm sick of it. Anyway, they're in the quantum realm. You see some funny new characters, and Bill Murray's in it, because why not?
Why not?
And you get to meet Kang for the first time, which was cool. Jonathan Majors returning as Kang. Speaking with
this variant of Kang.
Variant of Kang. Right. Yeah. It's not the same Kang that gets killed in Loki.
No.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Loki. I should say that first. Anyway, so Ed, what were your thoughts on the trailer? We can be really, really quick with this.
Yeah, I ironically as small as Ant-Man gets, that's as much as I remember the trailer like a day after.
Same.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, it's fine, but there was nothing that was shown that was particularly interesting on a visual level or a narrative level. I mean, again, and part of it kind of kills me. It's like we knew Kang was coming for so long, so it wasn't like a surprise to see him on screen. It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, we knew this for like over a year now. Like, so there was not a lot of surprises to be had, unfortunately. And it seems like, and the trailer for the most part was like, hey, here's the quantum realm, and then Kang's coming. Like that's it. Like how does the story end? I feel like we know what's going to happen. We know Kang is coming. He has the Avengers movie coming. So what exactly are we supposed to get out of this from a narrative level? Like maybe Ant-Man dies. I mean,
I think that's it. I think Ant-Man dies and Cassie is the new pseudo Ant-Man. It would also be a great cliffhanger if Kang comes out of the quantum realm and Ant-Man and his family are trapped in it. Because who the fuck's gonna warn them that shit's going down? But other than that, I don't know. I'm sure the movie's gonna be fun. I've loved the first two Ant-Mans.
Yeah, the two Ant-Mans are great.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, I was a little harsh on when it first came out, and then I've seen it more and more, and I'm like, wow, I actually really like this movie. Fuck.
Oh, okay. Nice.
You know, Peyton Reed is the only second director to finish his trilogy. So that's we'll see. But
yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. I'm chopping it up to a tiny bit of Marvel fatigue. And then also at the same time, I'm very excited for Wakanda Forever. Just based on how beautiful the trailers have been for Wakanda Forever and how like beautiful the imagery has been for Wakanda Forever, that this trailer fell flat to me. So
I'll say it's just nothing to do with the story of Wakanda Forever. It's simply about the visuals. What I'm about to say, the visuals of Wakanda Forever make almost the visual. It's just the visuals, and that's not story. The visuals for Wakanda Forever alone make every other Marvel film ever made look like a school project. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this in particular, when you see some of these shots, man, particularly when you see Scott and his daughter for the first time like land in the quantum realm, and there's all those people. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It looks like a nativity scene done on someone's like table for holidays. It looks so bad. I'm sorry, it just does.
Right. So like the trailer fell a little flat. I didn't like the trailer music. Marvel's really good at putting trailer music that has a purpose and a point. I don't know. I think it was this one didn't hit. Elton John song. Maybe
I've forgotten most of this trailer.
Yeah, again, I'm sure this movie's going to be good, but again, I think a little Marvel fatigue and just the trailer felt kind of flat because we knew everything that was going to happen in the trailer already, and it happened. So yeah, that's that. Another trailer dropped, and we can go really quick on this, which is different because I had the opposite response to the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, the second Marvel special presentation to hit Disney Plus. It'll be out fairly soon, 25th of November. I believe that's Thanksgiving. Watch it with the family. Kevin Bacon is in it. They're traveling to Earth. The story seems to say that we're going to go find the hero of Earth, Kevin Bacon, and bring him to Peter Quill to cheer him up because he still doesn't have Gamora. And I loved every second of it. It's James Gunn being James Gunn. It looks like it's just full of so much heart. You're just reminded how much you love these characters. It's been so long since you've seen the Guardians, just the Guardians alone, that you're just ready for it. It reminded me of that first scene in Infinity War when we saw them for the first time.
Yeah, so good. The Rubber Band Man. Such a great intro, man.
Yeah, and you're back in the Guardians world, and they're like silly kind
of that scene
family that they have. And it just made me very excited for that holiday special. So that's James Gunn. I'm sure we're gonna get our first tease at Guardians 3, which from all indications point to it being very sad. Which is not, I don't know if I'm emotionally
absolute depressing.
Yeah. But there's rumors that Rocket doesn't make it out of the film, which would be a massive bummer. But
or Drax. Drax is another, obviously, because this is his last time. So
yeah. So Ed, what did you think of the trailer? Really quick.
I mean, same thoughts. It just looks, it looks so fun, man, and the lighthearted tone, and I love the premise of it is great. It's so simple. It's just like, hey, let's cheer up Peter and find Kevin Bacon. It's just so great. It's so simple. And I love it. I'm all for it. For like, if this is like an hour, like we did for Werewolf by Night. Then I'm all for it. I think it's just gonna be a great short time, and hopefully it just tells like a great short story, and I think it is. And it's gonna be, I think, again, James Gunn's really good at this sort of heartfelt stuff. It's mixing heartfelt stuff with silliness, and you can just tell that we're probably gonna shed a tear or two near the end of that. It's probably gonna be about family and being there for your friends during down times, and then setting us up for what should be a waterworks of a Guardians 3. It might set the tone. Actually, this might actually like by the end of the show, hopefully might set the tone of what's to come for that. Which would be nice. But
I agree. And
but it's cool.
I think we will get a trailer for it.
That would be nice. It would be nice to get a trailer.
Again, I think this we're ending this Marvel short marketing stuff that they've been doing where you're only getting a trailer for one movie at a time. I just don't think they can do it anymore. You've lost too much steam this past year with your projects not being great. So you're going to have to start marketing up a little bit, ramping up. But yeah, I think it looks great. With that said, that's the news that we're going to cover this week. There's more news, but holiday special, great. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Hey, I'm sure it'll be great, but the trailer didn't do it for us. And last but not least, Peter Safran, James Gunn taking over DC. That's huge news. Good to have Henry Cavill back. It'll be fun to watch over these next few years. What they
sure. The DC again. This year, the DC has been on an up.
Yeah,
it has been on an up.
Let's move through next year. Let's get past the Flash. Let's get past. Hey, all reports indicate the Flash is amazing.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you've never heard this happen before. Right. Like, especially with the news that has come out, it's like you would think they would trash that movie if it was just even middling. But the fact that they're pushing so goddamn hard with a potential criminal in the movie, is crazy, fucking crazy. Remember, we just had the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial. Like, no, you would never think that they would go even close to this shit, and they're right there. So.
All reports indicate that they wrote Aquaman 2 with the ability to completely cut Amber Heard out if they all reports indicate that. So like
that's so crazy.
Like, but here they are still holding on to the Flash. So
they're holding on. Yeah.
It's gonna be it's your prerogative if you want to go see it. No judgment against anyone that does see it, no judgment against anyone that doesn't want to go see it. So yeah. All super cool stuff. All right, let's go to the festive stuff. Let's go to our Halloween discussion. So for those that don't know, Ed and I are not the biggest horror movie fans.
We're not aficionados, I would say.
No, we're not aficionados. We've definitely seen should have had a guest on that is an aficionado.
We got one.
Audio, whatever that word is.
Did you say aficionado?
I did. I said aficionado.
Aficionado. I love it.
What is the word? Aficionado? No.
Aficionado. Aficionado.
Okay. I can't say that word. Anyway,
move on.
We got a Halloween movie chat, so we're gonna go through like our fave Halloween movies that we like to see this year. It doesn't have to be our fave horror movie, just fave overall Halloween movie.
Okay.
If you want to do fave horror movie, we can do that too.
Yeah, have a side discussion on that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Our overrated Halloween movie. I have two, but I'm
wow.
I'm going back and forth in my head of which one that I should put on blast. Because they're both very unpopular opinions, I would think.
Okay.
And the scariest film we've ever seen. So Ed, with that, let's go first with your favorite Halloween movie. Something you have to put on no matter the time because you're in the season.
Okay, so for Halloween, during the season of Halloween,
during the season of Halloween, it doesn't have to be a horror movie or whatever. It can be a thriller, whatever you want.
It's a lot of it is actually thrillers. I'm actually more so into thrillers than I am to akin to sort of straight up horror. I don't know. There's so many subgenres in horror. So when I say that, I mean like movies that are trying to either gore you out with like goriness or trying to really scare you. So like thrillers are really good. But so the movie that I have to put on every single Halloween is really, it's really no surprise. But I love it so much, and it's been something that I've been watching since I was a kid. It's sort of what introduced me to horror in general, and that is The Exorcist. Again, no surprise.
Yeah.
But it's like one of the first horror films I'd ever seen, and yeah, wow, that was like one of the first ones. But my mom put me onto that movie, ironically enough, because she thinks it's the scariest movie she's ever seen, which, yeah, granted enough, is true, I think, for most people. But she sickeningly made me watch it because she thought that, weirdo. And it's one of those things now that I just have to watch because it reminds me so much of what my childhood and what makes me scared, and just how crazy or how scared you can be from just a film, because you have so many great moments that are just sickening completely, that just I didn't think could be a thing in life, from like the head turn and the obviously the spider crawl and the voice changing. I mean, on a filmmaking level too, it's wild. It's wild to think that someone said yes to that movie, and the throw up scene. There's a lot of things to love about the Exorcist, and I go back for both being just utterly scared, and then two, the filmmaking is just phenomenal as well, and it's iconic. How could you not? That's and the music too is just like, I always remember it. So yeah, that's the obvious one, is The Exorcist for me.
Okay, cool. That's your fave Halloween movie that you have.
Yeah, it's the one I have to watch. It's like if I had to put on a horror film, it's like, yeah, I'll watch The Exorcist again. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I love that. Funny enough, my mom also showed me that movie when I was way too young. And apparently my reaction was I was laughing during the head turn scene. That the scene that I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Now, I don't know what that says about my mental capacity or who I am as a person today. But yeah, I think that what actually does explain some stuff, because there are some very bad, overrated horror movies that people do not agree with me with. But yeah, I laughed at it. Funny enough, I've only seen it once as an adult, and I was like, oh, this is creepy, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, as a kid, I laughed at a lot of the scenes.
So. No, I think especially as an adult now, I can see why people would laugh at those scenes for sure. There's a different twinge to that. But back as a kid or back then, like, it was definitely terrifying.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I'm nowhere near as scared as I am with it now. But it is, it's still a sight to behold what they fucking accomplished and got away with in that movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So
what's yours?
Halloween movie that I have to put on at least once a Halloween is Halloween H20. This movie does not scare me at all. It did scare the shit out of me when I saw it when I was 8 years old.
Oh, really?
When I was 8 years old, it scared the fucking scared
really
the crap out of me.
What did you see first? The original Halloween or that movie?
I think it might have been this one.
Yeah, I figured by 8 years old, I figured that might have been the first one.
And then I watched Halloween and realized, oh, they're brother and sister, and she's running away. But I love Halloween H20. I will, to this day, say that Halloween H20 is where the Halloween franchise should have ended. This next trilogy that you got with Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends is a waste of time. Don't watch it. Watch Halloween 1, 2, and then watch Halloween
H20.
It's H20 20 years later. They're not underwater, just to be clear, for those that don't know. But I love that movie. It was like my first encounter with Michael Myers. Again, it doesn't scare me anymore, but LL Cool J is in it, providing the comedic relief you need in a movie like that. Just pure 90s comedic relief.
I love LL Cool J in like any movie he's in.
Same.
He's so likable, and he's funny. Yeah, like he's so great.
He's hilarious. He's the security guard, and he's very funny. And Laurie, the character, as I watch it as I get older, Laurie is the person you think that would exist that's from the first movie. Like, I do think the Laurie that they created in 2018 is also feasible, but she became like this like hardcore survivor. Yeah. But the Laurie here, she ran. She ran from her fear. She still lives. She has bad nightmares every night. She has a drinking problem. She is an insanely broken person. And not that Halloween 2018 Laurie isn't a broken person. She's also a broken person, but she's ready to fight. This Laurie isn't ready to fight. She doesn't want anything to do with Haddonfield. She runs to California. She's the principal of this private school that's gated. So she knows she's always in control and always safe. And it's about her and her kid surviving the night as Michael Myers escapes and comes to kill her, comes to find his sister. And I just love that movie. I think it's so underrated. It's criminal. But yeah, that's my favorite Halloween movie that I have to watch at least once a year.
Wow, I love that. I've never seen it, and if anybody's watched our Halloween Ends episode, we've had a short discussion about this, but I haven't seen it. But you are not the only person to say that H2O, to be like a H2O apologist, I guess, possibly some people would say. And so I need to watch it because it does sound like it's not so bad.
It's not bad. It's look, none of these Halloween movies are very good.
Sorry. Oh, sure. Yeah. They're not the best ever. Yeah. And they're not trying to be necessarily.
Right. But yeah, I think has to be, to me, it's the quintessential end of the story where it could have ended.
Okay.
Because I won't tell you the ending, but
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch
a fine end to the story. And I think it could have worked, but they decided to reboot it and basically forget all those movies and start with this one. And that was their choice. But yeah, I think this movie works on so many levels. It's, one of the best things about it is he's not on this like rampant killing sprees. Like Halloween 2018, he kills like 35 people.
Yeah,
the original Halloween, he kills what, 2 people, 3
not
people?
That many.
Like, that to me makes it more scary.
Right.
Like, everyone dying doesn't make it as scary.
No.
But just a few dying, him like picking and choosing, there's this great scene where he's in a bathroom and he could kill a woman and her daughter, which in Halloween 2018, he probably would have done. But in this one, he doesn't. He just steals their car and locks them in the bathroom.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. Like that to me, but there's like a very tense moment in the bathroom. That to me is more scary than the straight killing spree.
Whoa, that's interesting. I didn't know that happened. So he just leaves them.
Yeah, he just leaves them.
And there's no explanation at all for why he chooses to keep them alive.
No, none.
That I didn't even know that was a thing that Michael Myers could be capable of.
Right.
Just like letting them live.
That's my go-to every Halloween. I have to watch it once.
I watched
it last night.
I've never heard a push for the greater public to watch H2O than this year because of Halloween Ends, and so I'm gonna have to watch it. Yeah,
I think it's getting new life because people are so upset with H2O.
I guess so. That might be part of it. It's like, oh my god, this people were waiting to see if this trilogy was gonna be even better than H2O, and everyone's like, oh fuck, it's not. So go watch H2O because that's like where we can all maybe have some common ground and finality to like, okay, I mean, this was probably the best end, so you should watch it. Yeah, I mean, ridiculous title, right? But kind of fun.
It's terrible title.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it, and we're gonna do. I'll show you mine if you show me yours on that. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Okay, so we go from best Halloween movie horror movie, quintessential Halloween movie we have to watch every year. Now we go to quintessential horror movie that we have to watch every year. What is yours?
Horror film.
Horror film can be whatever you want. Horror.
I feel like so I'm not an aficionado, so I don't know any of these like niche ones. However, this one is the one that I have to watch because it's what scared me as an adult, and again on a filmmaking level, I thought was just something I'd never seen before. And that's Paranormal Activity, the first one.
Oh, well, let's just, you have just taken my scariest film of all time.
Oh, shit. That's the scariest film of all time for you.
My scariest film of all time.
Oh, no shit. Oh, let's combine that then. Yeah.
I've never been more afraid. I love to tell the story to people who love horror. We have friends that love horror movies. I went to go see that. And then I came home. I was like 19 years old, I think. And I was up until it was like summer vacation. I was back from college. I was up to like 5 a.m. the next
Bro.
morning. My mom like walked into my room because I was playing video games at 5 a.m. She goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" Dude, that
Nothing.
movie
Close the door.
messed me up. Yeah, that movie fucked me up. Go ahead.
Same. No, same. It fucked me up. I remember the night I watched it because I stayed up watching Family Guy until fucking 7 a.m. I don't think I slept. I just went straight to school. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep, and I couldn't stop thinking about that movie for days. Every following night, I was like, can I sleep tonight? Can I be in this room alone? Can I? Eventually, I had to just resort to having at least a light on.
Yeah.
But it fucked me up, dude. That movie's so freaking good, and I mean, arguably, I would put that as one of the best movies ever made. Straight up. Yeah. You just think about the history. I mean, it was made for like $6,000 or some shit. I mean, pennies.
100 something million. Or
I
something
believe
like
the director was Oren Peli.
Oren Peli, yes.
I mean, what a phenomenal film to make on nothing and just absolutely exploit everything you could possibly have done to make that scary shit. And it's terrifying, dude. Yeah. It's just like every little detail that he was able to squeeze out was perfect. Every little situation, every night, the tension that builds because you just don't know that's it's one of the best uses of a title card or like a card that I've ever seen because every time you use a title card, it's building to something, and yet here you don't know what it's exactly building up to.
Right, dude.
We don't know what it's building up to, and it makes that even more terrifying. So every little thing that happens to Micah and what's the girl's name, who's in like every other Paranormal Activity shitty one after that, Katie, thank you. She's actually kind of famous now just because she's in like almost every movie. But every little thing that happens, like she gets the bite mark and she's pulled out of bed and she's gripping onto the freaking the cross. Yeah, it's just like you're on the edge of your seat. You feel like your heart's about to be fucking ripped out of your goddamn chest. Dude. And it's just this ride that it's unforgettable and it terrified the shit out of me because of how real it all looked because of the video camera footage. It's an amazing feat of terror. I love it. And I have to watch it every year because it's just really great.
Dude, it messed my mind. So like the best part about that movie was the slow build. Like you said.
Absolutely.
Like it all leads to the final night. And you're just
final night.
Holy fuck. It just rampets up to like a 20 and then she shoots the guy at the fucking camera.
That's awesome,
dude.
It's so good.
The scene when they put powder down,
oh
fuck, that scary. And it's like demon feet. You're just
your face, dude. I couldn't agree with you, man. I couldn't agree with you more, dude.
I would go to argue that's probably the greatest horror movie ever made because I know a lot of people would disagree with me, but like in terms of what a horror movie should be, it should be low budget and it should travel by word of mouth, and that's exactly what this film did. I remember the campaign to get this movie. You had to go vote. You had to go vote
to get it in your city. Yes, because I remember that too. It was so good.
Only there for like 1 or 2 days. That's it. And I remember being in the theater watching people and we sat up in the front. We got there a little late. Holy way fucking worse,
dude.
And the people right behind me during the scene where I think it's the scene where they find the picture in the attic and it's a picture of her.
Yeah. And her sister. Yeah. Was it or just her? I forget.
It's her and her sister, yeah.
Yeah.
But the people behind me, it was a couple. The girl goes, "Please stop holding my hand. Your hand is so sweaty. Please." And I was dying. It was such a great moment of comedic relief for me because I was that same guy. Like my hands were just fucking drenched. I was like, I need to go, dude, because that movie messed me up. Dude,
man.
Everything about that campaign
I'm so glad.
and the movie all works so well. It's definitely the scariest movie of all time for me.
I think it might be I think I would have to say the same thing because there's no other movies. I'm going to say a few now that that have messed me up, but that one was the first one that really, really messed me up. Like, typically I can go to sleep at least.
Yeah.
But I could not go to sleep that night. I just could not do it.
Yeah.
And I've never ever since have had another movie, a horror film particularly, ever make me feel that way.
I
And
agree.
so I'd have to agree with you on that. I might have to share that with you. Yeah, it's Paranormal Activity.
Dude,
Stuck with me ever since.
that
It's just great.
movie, such like, I've never been in a movie theater where everybody was completely and totally scared. And
Yeah,
it was such a great, like that's what you want and from a horror
right,
movie. You want the
right.
theater to be packed. You want everybody to feel the fear with you.
Sure.
You want it to be low budget and just, straight to the point. Like from like day 2 or night 2, it's going.
Yeah.
There's no time wasted. I don't even think it's an hour and a half. I think it's like
Oh, it's
an
such a short
hour.
film. It's
Yeah.
such a short film. It's so efficient. It's like just no fat whatsoever.
No fat. Yes.
No fat, straight ride. And I think, and if I wanted to akin it to, a movie that it's actually not the first time that it's not the first time a horror movie did that in terms of its marketing and low budget. Blair Witch Project came before that.
Right.
And which is also, a lot of people would say, is one of the scariest horror films. And I have watched it. It is scary. It's a good film. It's a good film for sure.
Yeah.
However, narratively speaking, I think Paranormal Activity built on that and made it even more terrifying. Because there's just parts in Blair Witch where I'm like, okay, it's not that as exciting.
Right.
There's every down moments where they're just kind of like going through the forest and they're talking. And it's like, okay.
Right.
And that ending is awesome still. But overall, it's still really great. But this movie, again, narratively speaking, just it's a ride all the way straight up to Horror Town, all the way to the end. And that's what I think makes it better than Blair Witch. But I also think it stands on the shoulders of that great film as well. So I don't want to like downplay that.
It definitely stands on the shoulders of of that film. But the thing about Blair Witch that makes Paranormal Activity actually better than Blair Witch is just all in your head the whole time. You never see anything.
Sure, right. You're right.
You're scared because they're scared.
Right.
And if you don't watch it with people and you don't watch it in the right environment, I don't think you have that same, feeling.
That's a beautiful point. That's a beautiful point. You're right.
Here in Paranormal Activity, you see stuff. Like shit.
It's not a question. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
pretty soon. It doesn't wait till soon for you to know. Oh no, there's something here for sure.
When she has a fucking bite on her, or there's a big boom at one point,
right?
And the chandelier's moving back and forth, and you're like, oh fuck.
It's that feel. It plays on. It exploits that feeling of people who get like they feel like something's there, someone's watching them, or something's in the room. And you, in real life, you obviously end up not like resorting to like, oh, there's nothing actually there.
Right.
But here, they're for a fact. There's something inches away from them 24/7.
Right.
And they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what it wants. They don't know. And they don't know why it's there, but it's there.
Exactly.
Blair Witch. Yeah, you're right. Like you really don't see anything. You don't know what it is.
Right.
And you're actually not 100% sure whether or not something's actually there. But this is.
Exactly. So like
that's
what makes that movie so scary.
So effective. Yeah, much more effective.
So effective.
Yeah.
I think it's a fantastic movie. And to give a little bit of praise to the sequels. I know a lot of the sequels weren't the greatest things in the world, but they kind of built on that same story.
Yeah.
And it was almost impressive how they did it. Even in Paranormal Activity 2, it's actually before Paranormal Activity. You figured out that, oh shit, the thing was trying to get her sister because it wants the son.
Right.
And then it has a beautiful way of wrapping it up because at the end of it, you see Katie possessed, obviously, as she had just killed Micah. She walks over and she kills that family to get the son. Because that's what you find out that, wait a minute, this family made a promise to this devil cult. And then in Paranormal Activity 3, you go back in time and see where it all began.
Speaking of Paranormal Activity 3, I think that's the second best movie in the franchise. I actually really like Paranormal Activity 3.
Is that
2 is not bad.
2 is not so bad. Is that Paranormal Activity 3 is the that's Paranormal Activity 4.
Which one? That's the one with the 4 is the one with that Cassie Lang. Yeah, that's the one. I did not like that one. That was like sort of the beginning of the end for me.
Yeah.
But
one that's very underrated is Paranormal Activity, the marked ones.
I have not seen that yet. I know what happens, and now I hate that I know what happens without watching it.
There is the ending of that movie is fantastic because the guy who's possessed runs through essentially a portal.
Yeah.
and he walks into Katie's room, Katie's kitchen. Spoiler alert. And you hear the scream that you hear on camera in the first one that you never see what happens, but it's him screaming at the guy, and the guy kills Micah, not Katie. And then you're like, that ending also like fucked me up. I was like, oh fuck.
I know I fucking hate myself for reading it because I read it. I'm like, oh fuck, that's really cool. God damn it. I haven't seen it yet. So
they have recently tried to reboot it with Paranormal Activity, the marked ones. That's the newest one. I unfortunately
wait. What do you mean the most recent one?
Yeah.
No, the most recent one's Next of Kin.
No, I'm sorry. It's Next of Kin. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. I watched it last year. It's terrible.
I heard it's really bad.
It's really bad. It has moments where it could be really good, and then it's just really bad. So yeah, like, you know, basically they're on this Amish farm, and then you realize these people aren't Amish, and the story moments happen way too late, and you don't end up caring about it. But it could be cool. Anyway,
I had no clue that there was another Paranormal Activity.
No, or something like that. What's that called?
Ghost Dimension.
I was close, wasn't I?
What a fuck. No, I'm saying I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm looking at the films right now. I'm like, Ghost Dimension? That's a terrible title.
Pretty sure that's in 3D or something.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it's in 3D. Okay, whatever. I don't even want to talk about that one.
Paranormal Activity. Yeah.
That title's anyways, yeah. Great.
I would agree.
Overall, actually probably still one of the better horror franchises.
Yeah, absolutely.
To watch through, I think so. So that's good. I need to watch the Mark ones. I'm gonna have to watch that one.
So my quintessential horror film that I think you should watch every year is The Shining. I do think you should watch every year.
Yeah.
It's very
Come on.
It's a gimme. But you pick The Exorcist as for
sure.
It's a gimme, but it's psychologically, it's insanely freaky. Watching this man slowly lose his mind. It's very unsettling. But
I would agree with you. I love that movie.
It's a fantastic horror movie. Honorable mention for me is Scream, the original Scream. I think it does such a good job of making fun of movies that came before it that I think you should watch it every Halloween because it's just fucking funny. It's good.
I've actually watched Scream like 2 or 3 times, and for whatever reason, I'm not like into it as much. Yeah, I don't know. I get it's a good film. I never find myself attaching to it. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I know. And some people consider it like one of the greater films of all time too. Like some people put in their top 3, like just of all time. And I'm like, wow. I mean, okay. I don't know. I gotta give it a chance.
The original Scream is fun to me.
Okay. Yeah, it seems it's a great film. It's definitely. I get it. I guess I don't know what it is about that franchise that I haven't really attached to. Yeah, it's okay. I also haven't seen though like Scream 3 or 4 and then like the new ones yet. So I haven't.
Scream 3 might be the weirdest movie of all time. It
really?
Is.
Okay.
They are Scream 3. They're on a movie set. Well, it's so meta that it's painful. They're on the set of Stab 3 while Scream 3 is happening, and it's so meta. It's very painful. It's a very
okay.
Movie. I was like, what the fuck is going on in this movie right now? I don't understand. But yeah, that's Scream 3.
Okay.
Maybe skip it.
Okay.
Anyway.
To give a older honorable mention for a movie that I love and is great is again no surprise is Psycho. I think is an excellent film to put on with the lights off. It's great. I don't know what else to say. We've all heard about this. It's great. It's just amazing. Let me give you a
fun fact.
Go for it.
My grandmother, after she saw Psycho for the first time, has not showered. She takes baths.
What are you talking about?
Single day.
Get out because of the scene?
She takes a bath every single day. She will not shower.
Dude, we should do like a mini doc on that. That's fucking crazy.
I have I'm sure there's multiple people like that. I did like a mini doc in college for like a project. When Jaws came out, people wouldn't take baths. People wouldn't sit on the toilet. Like I talked.
You're just scared of the water.
I talked to a producer, and he was like, "I literally stood while I was doing my business above the toilet. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, I was too scared
That's
to sit
wild.
on the toilet. That's how you don't realize the effect it had on people until you were in that time.
Wow.
My grandma did not shower. I think, to be fair, she showers now.
Yeah.
Because she's old.
But for a bit. It was just like,
yeah.
nope, never doing that.
Till I was like 25.
Dude, no, yeah, I mean,
Dude,
yeah.
That's my grandmother. Yeah.
That's wild.
Did not shower after that.
It's there's a reason why there's a reason why.
Yeah.
That movie's so great. It's really great. And I love watching that movie, especially with the nights off. And it's a huge testament to the filmmaking prowess of Alfred Hitchcock and how well that movie ages. I mean, there's no other movie like it still. There's still no horror movie that's like that film, and it's just so good. Yeah. So I like putting that on. Yeah. Some of the other movies. Oh, sorry. What were we on still? Are we just talking about our scariest movies?
Yeah, we can still talk about honorable mentions. Go ahead.
Okay. One of the more modern ones that I always like to put up now, and I know you did not like this, but it's Hereditary. Everyone's gonna put it there. I know. We should have it because one of the ones that I think we were first time like you just don't like it, and I love it.
I hate that movie.
You hate it. Okay, I fucking love that movie.
I thought that movie.
I've watched it multiple times already, and it's one of the more modern horror films that actually messed me up. Like again, probably since Paranormal Activity, that's the only other movie that's messed me up since. That's just me. That's just me. I guess that makes sense. There's a multitude of scenes there I love, and it's just like I've never seen before, and I think it's great. To be fair, one of the most overrated movies is by the same director, which I think, and that's Midsummer. Was not. I didn't find that scary at all, and I just didn't find it that interesting. I actually find it kind of annoying, to be honest. Yeah. So I think that's one of the more underrated horror or overrated horror films. But Hereditary, if you haven't seen it, I think it's great. Watch it.
A very underrated, in my opinion, horror movie that came out, I think it was not last year, but the year before, is the Fear Street trilogy.
You mentioned that. I haven't watched that yet.
Those three movies are fun, fantastic, a couple little jump scares, nothing too scary, but those are really great horror movies that you used to get before, let's say before the Hereditary, Jordan Peele era.
I hear you.
We're now horror movies are either all gore or all thought. There's not a middle in between, which again, not bad. Your preference is your preference, but Fear Street, to me, that trilogy, especially the first one, Fear Street 1990 something, 6 or 9, I'm not sure. Yeah. I love that movie. I was like, this is just a good, fun horror movie. It's very underrated. I would watch it every year. And you can, because if you have a Netflix subscription, you can watch as much as you want. That's a very fun franchise that you can, it's so easy to follow, and it's just good. It's well done, good horror, fun. I loved it.
That's great.
That would be one of my
that's a good one. A lot of people haven't really mentioned it before, and I'll give it a shot. It sounds cool. On Netflix, huh? Okay.
Rec, the Spanish horror film.
Rec is great.
That movie's
Rec is actually really good. It's messed up.
Yeah,
and it has some really good scares. That one has some really creative scares.
Found
I like that.
Done right.
I agree.
That's a good one.
I agree. That's a great pull. Go for it.
This one, it's not a modern one, but this one fucked me up. The Strangers. It came out.
Oh yeah.
You remember that movie?
I haven't seen it, but I do. A lot of people do go to that movie for like that was a really. I feel like that's an underrated one actually.
That came out in 2008. It's loosely based on the Manson murders.
Okay.
But it's not based on them at all. They just basically they take 3 people that did crimes that there's no way it's based on them at all. But that movie was so well done that I left the movie shaken. I was like, fuck.
Really?
And I don't know why, because like it's not overly thought. It's just 3 people terrorizing this couple. This couple having a breakup, and then these 3 people with pretty, I would say, scary masks come and wreak hell on their lives. And then there's this there's just like one line in the movie that's always stuck with me, and it's the guy going, "Since we've been here, have we heard a dog bark, a car pass, a horn honk, anything?" And you just get like this sinking feeling that these people are all alone and they may not actually make it out of this. And
Oh, that's great.
It like scared me. Like I was like, that's a great line. That really scared me.
Yeah. No, that's a cool line. I like that. I like that a lot.
So yeah, because it's like this slow realization that we may not make it out of this.
Yeah, you're right.
And yeah, I really like that movie. Good horror movie.
I want to watch
that movie scared the shit out of me.
Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman. All right.
Scott Speedman.
I was about to say Scott Speedman, man. Like, oh man, they were kind of trying to push him too to be like a star, and it just never happened.
Yeah.
But I do like Scott Speedman a lot. Okay, so The Strangers.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to give you one that I'm sure you haven't seen. I think that I watched recently, but it's actually also from that time. I believe it's 2008. It's an indie horror film that I had to watch recently. That I absolutely was gobsmacked by, and had one scene that really kind of messed me up a little bit. I kind of couldn't sleep for the night.
Okay.
And it's called Lake Mungo.
Oh, okay. So I only know about this because of an Essentials episode that we were handling on the side. I didn't edit the episode. I was just reviewing the cut, and I said to the editor, I almost couldn't finish the portion of that. I was like, this is fucking creepy. First of all the scenes during the voiceover, I think it was Mark Ellis's voiceover.
Yes.
All the scenes were creeping me out. The scenes that had sound ups on them were really creeping me out. And I left a note saying, dude, I almost can't finish this. This is fucking creeping me out.
Dude, I'm so happy then. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I don't want to go watch it because it creeped me out that much. That little 2-minute section of it or whatever.
Can you wait? Just out of curiosity, can you spell what were the sound up scenes that you saw? Just out of curiosity, and try not to give too much just for those who haven't seen it. Like, but can you give me like just a little bit, just so I know what? Okay,
just go.
Because I hope I picked the clips out, but I hope that they didn't use a particular scene, because there's a particular scene in that movie that when I saw for the first time, I thought I was gonna shit myself. I was, because you don't see it coming at all, and it messed me up. It's a scene that messed me up, and it's like the scene. If anybody's seen the movie, it's like the scene. Anyways, that movie is it's an indie movie. Like, no one knows it. No one really knows this movie.
I'd never heard of it.
And the only reason I watched it was because it was under that list that I made, and because one of my other buddies told me that they seen it, and they were like, dude, you need to fucking watch this movie. Yeah. I watched it. Anybody who hasn't seen this movie, you need to watch it. And if you're a horror fan, it's fantastic. I would even say it's phenomenal. Just based on the amount of money it was made for. The concept is awesome. And then the scare. I mean, the scares, again, I don't think I've had a scare like that in a long time. And this is from 2008.
I remember
it's a phenomenal film.
There was like one little thing this is the only thing I can remember, because I was literally like, I don't want to fucking.
It's creepy, dude.
But like, there's like a family photo at one point or something zooming out, and then there's the background of there's a house, and like the window, you could see something in the window, dude.
Okay.
That, again, I have not seen the movie. I don't have exactly the balls to say that to watch it right now, but because again, I watched that little clip of it and I was like,
that's fine.
This is freaking me out. Look, just this little bit is freaking me out.
I'm not gonna fuck with you unless you want to get scared. Don't watch it. Like, this is a movie you watch to be pretty fucking freaked out, 100%. So next time you want to be freaked out and you want to watch a horror film, watch Lake Mungo, my friend, because it's so good. It's just like bafflingly good. Yeah. And that particular scare, I'm curious to see what you think of that scare, because I thought it was excellently done. Yeah. I was like, whoa, this is new. This is a different type of scare to me. I was like, this is different. I was like, wow, that really messed me up. So Lake Mungo, everybody watch it. It's really, really good. Yeah.
All right.
So watch that.
Any more honorable mentions? Cabin in the Woods deserves an honorable mention for me.
Cabin in the Woods was really fun. That's I see when I think about Cabin in the Woods though, and you're talking about the one with Hemsworth, right?
Yeah.
I find that movie to be less scary and just really fun and good.
I would agree.
Like it's a good movie,
but I think
I'm not that scared of it. You know?
No, absolutely not scared of it. I think you just drop it in the Halloween subgenre because it makes fun of all the Halloween tropes. So
smart movie.
I think it drops in. Yeah. Another one that I think deserves some love would be oh my gosh, I just forgot it. I had it on the tip of my tongue and I just can't remember it. Shoot. Keep going. You
okay. I have one. I have one sort of last one that is actually fairly new, but really kind of fell under the radar for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the movie Suspiria, and it's the Luca Guadagnino version.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's because there is an original, which I believe is a Spanish horror film, which had a really good following of its own. So let me just make sure I got this right. Suspiria, and it's one of those films where, because remember, Luca Guadagnino is known for Call Me by Your Name, which is a romantic coming of age film. Not a horror in any way, unless you're that boy, not finding love. And this is his follow-up film, and it's just it's great. And I wouldn't even consider it particularly dead scary, but it's such a really well-made film. And for those who haven't seen it, I'll give a short synopsis. It's essentially about this dancer who gets accepted into one of the more prestigious dance schools, and and this is in the trailer, so it's not a surprise, but it ends up being a coven of witches. And that's all I'll give. And it is a bit of an indie sort of art house type horror, but I think it's probably one of the better ones I've ever seen. And I think one of the best directors that are working today, Luca Guadagnino, and it's awesome. It's a wacky, wild, different type of horror film.
I remember when you did the scene breakdown for that movie, and you came back from the screener saying how amazing it was. You
remember that, huh?
I vividly remember, because I remember you and I talked for a while afterward. And
we did. Okay, I don't even remember doing that. That's okay, great. Yeah, I'm glad that's
doing the scene breakdown for it and talking about how great it was.
It's just a wild film.
Yeah,
that just shouldn't no one would want to make that. No studio would want to make that film on paper. But I'm glad that they gave it to him and that he did it, because it's just really different. It just adds a different texture for those who haven't. So Suspiria is really one of those under the radar. I wouldn't even call it underrated. It's just no one even saw it because it's just it was such a weird movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's so good. Yeah, it's so good. So that's really the last one I would say. Suspiria, so good.
Cool. All right. Well, I can't remember the other one I had. It was on
no!
I forgot it. So I don't.
No.
Yeah, I thought I had it, and then I looked up. I had it, and then I looked up Lake Mungo, and I forgot.
Another one that I've actually seen, and that I don't know if I love this movie or not, but it's called Martyrs. And it's a French horror film. I don't know if you've heard about this. It's also one of those that is a bit indie, not a lot of money.
I have heard of it, yes.
But has a following, and I got to watch it, and it's just fucked up. Just a fucked up movie. Just super fucked up.
It's kind of amazing how many fucked up movies there are, isn't it?
Oh, I'm sure there's so many that I feel like
even seen yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen, because I think they're just really fucked up.
Yeah.
This is one of those that's just super fucked up. But I understand when you watch it, you're like, okay, I get it. I get why this is up there as indie that no one's ever seen. And it's just what the fuck, guys?
Yeah.
You just what the fuck is this? But it's also just kind of just you can't take your eyes off of it and go okay, that was definitely something. I'll never forget that film now.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that film. And it's a fucking wild movie.
All right, let's wrap this up and go to some of our overrated Halloween films. Anything you want. Family horror, family Halloween, anything. Just go in on some of your most overrated Halloween films, because I got two off the bat. You want me to
People,
start?
I'll do one because I know one that I know people absolutely hate me for. But I'm sorry, I can't help it. And you might hate me for this one, but it's the original Halloween. Like, yeah, and I know you're gonna hate me for this one because that's like
I watched the original Halloween last night, and I was sitting there and I'm like,
that's the same face I had. That's the same face I had, bro. It doesn't hold up. That's the thing.
No.
I get it. It's kind of like how people feel about Star Wars. Some people feel about Star Wars. Like, it's kind of for its time. Yeah, it's like
easy.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm part of that. I'm just saying some people are part of that, where they go, they watch the original Star Wars,
right?
And or you watch the original Halloween, and you hear about the hype and like what it's everything. It's catapulted.
Yes.
And how much it means. And this is one of those where I feel like it's the same. Like, I get what it means. I get what it means. And like, it's for its time and like what it's done. But when you just when you put it in a vacuum and you watch it by itself, and if you just objectively go, is this like is this a movie I enjoy? And like, I'm thrilled through all the way through. This is one of those where I go, I'm just not. I put it on and I'm like, yeah, it's hard. It's a little hard to get there. I'm not that scared. Maybe it's because, again, I've seen a lot more scarier films. I'm not scared of it. Like, I'm just not. And there are some parts that are slow, and I don't know. Man.
I think if I hadn't watched it literally last night, I think I would disagree with you. But watching it last night, I was sitting
felt
there,
a little the same.
I felt the time. I was like,
yeah,
man, this is not. I don't remember. And that was the first time I'd watched it in
a while.
I try to watch it every Halloween.
Okay.
I've fallen off the past few years, just because there's so much good Halloween quality.
Sure, of course, yeah.
And it just happened to I was like, yeah, let's watch it. I watched Halloween Ends the other day. Why not? And yeah, definitely doesn't hold up.
Yeah, it doesn't. So that's all I'm gonna say. That's why it's a little like overrated. I think it's like yeah.
So I got two off the bat that are not horror, but they're family movies. Hocus Pocus. Absolute trash. If I never have to see that movie ever again, I'll be happy about it. But on top of that, I don't know if you can throw this in the Halloween category or if you throw this in the holiday category. But if
Die Hard.
Stop. I will fight you. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
No, it's not. It's not. I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with you.
We got to get somebody that disagrees with us. But anyway, no, The Nightmare Before Christmas. I hate that movie. I hate that movie with a passion. I don't understand the point of that movie.
Wow.
Look, I think Jack Skellington is a cool character. I think the fucking holiday overlay they do at the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. If you haven't been to Disneyland during Halloween or Christmas time,
that's great.
Go during that time and go see that Haunted Mansion because it's very cool. I don't ever want to see the movie again. That movie was absolute trash. I don't understand the point of it. It's fucking weird. It's not a masterpiece. It's dumb. The music sucks. I said it. The music fucking sucks. Get out of my face. I don't ever want to talk about The Nightmare Before Christmas or hear somebody say it's a classic. It is not a classic. Get out. No. I hate that movie. I hate that movie with so much of my heart. I cannot stand that movie. It is just absolute shit.
Oh my God.
You want to watch a cartoon that's a better Halloween family movie? Watch fucking Goosebumps.
Goosebumps is great.
Yeah, watch Goosebumps. That's a great Halloween kids movie.
You're right.
Not Nightmare Before Christmas. That's no.
Okay. No, look, to be fair, I don't have a love for that film. I don't hold it dear to my heart. So I don't care if you actually hate it. But I know I will say though, I do like it a lot. I think it's a great film, but wow, to say you don't like the music, bro?
I don't like the music. I don't like anything about that movie. Why do you think that movie's good?
Okay, maybe it is more so on a technical level.
No, come on. Now forget the technical shit.
Okay, forget the technical shit. Then no, I don't have an argument for you there. I don't. I don't think the story in and of itself is not something I go around.
There is no story.
There is no story. Yeah, there isn't. You're right, 100%. I do think I think part of me that likes it though is it has to do with nostalgia. I do remember watching that movie a lot as a kid. And I do love the look of it. I love the aesthetic. I do love the songs. I really do. And I like the tone of the movie. I just think it is like a really fun, very cool, I think, gothic person's wet dream. I'm not a gothic kid, but I get it. Like I do love the artistry that's behind it a lot, and I get its iconicism.
I can understand the artistry.
Yeah, artistry for sure. I mean,
sure.
And I think that it is what it is a lot for me, is the artistry. And I do love the tone. I think it's a great movie to put on for kids, particularly, just to have a good time. It gets you in the season, and it's not scary, obviously. Okay. And I love all. So that's all. I think visually and all that. I'll have to disagree with you there if you're gonna hit it for that.
I'm not gonna hit. I'm not hitting it visually. That's
okay,
fine.
But the music, you don't like the music, huh?
I don't like the music.
That one I'll have to disagree with you on. But
I've tried to giving it a shot as an adult, and I still don't like it. And
okay, fair enough.
I just think that, like, I don't know. There's just something about that movie. I just don't like it.
You're just not having it.
It just feels like pointless to me. And I don't know, like, is this a Christmas movie? Is this a holiday movie? If it's a Christmas movie, I have a much better suggestion for a Christmas movie. But we'll get to holiday movies when we get there.
Okay.
Because there's a Christmas movie that I can watch literally every day in December and not.
Wow.
That's how much I love.
Wow. Okay, we'll get to that.
Of that. But yeah, I don't know if you'll guess what it is, but I could literally watch it every day.
You just said it was an anime. You said it was an animated film.
It's an animated movie. Yeah.
I'll wait. I don't want to guess it now.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
We'll get there. Trust me.
That's a cool cliffhanger. I like that. Okay.
Before we blink and we know.
Because I don't think I have one. I don't have a ride or die holiday film, but I'm gonna have to think about it though.
Only ride or die. I never thought I would have one until I saw that movie, and I was like, "This is my ride or die holiday film."
I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Absolutely adore this movie.
Okay.
If I ever have kids, this is the movie they will be raised on. I love.
Wow.
This movie
I love this. I'm super interested in this now.
Yeah. So, but yeah, those are my two like family overrated movies. Yeah. Go ahead.
No. It's a holiday film or it's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie. Sorry, I'm trying to be politically correct.
I'm just curious. No, I'm just curious. I just want to think about it. Okay.
Politically correct. You're not allowed to say Christmas anymore, are you? I don't. No one says. No one. I just want somebody in fucking public to say Merry Christmas to me again, not Happy Holidays. Can we just do that? I'm sorry. Hey, I feel all the other holidays. You guys all matter too. But I just want one store employee, to say Merry Christmas to me.
I'll say this, man. If based off what I'm buying clearly shows that I celebrate Christmas, say fucking Christmas.
Just say Christmas. It's not that hard. Just say it. But yeah, for me, it's the one movie that I love so much. Anyway,
okay.
Those are my two like overrated kids Halloween movies that I think everybody loves. Hocus Pocus is fucking trash.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Hocus Pocus is not a good movie by
hands down one of the worst movies I've ever.
It's not a great. It's pretty annoying too, to be honest.
And it's annoying.
It's really annoying.
Everyone's like, but it's a must. No, it's not.
No, it's not. I wouldn't call it a must. It's nostalgic.
Watch Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island instead.
I haven't seen that.
There's a great Halloween holiday movie. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Go watch that instead. It's a fantastic movie. Anyway,
that's a pull for sure. Yeah.
One of my most overrated Halloween films, and this won't be a surprise to you because I'm not a huge fan of the director, but it's The Witch with I remember watching that movie and thinking, is something supposed to be scaring me in this? Something supposed to be eliciting a like mental response? And to be fair, I will give Robert Eggers his due, because I do think his second movie or his follow-up movie to that was The Lighthouse.
And
that movie fucked me up in the head. That movie was more scary to me than The Witch. The Witch didn't scare me at all. I was like, this is dumb, isn't it? And then Ed said it's one of his quintessential horror movies or modern horror movies that he loved. Hereditary, one of the most overrated movies I've ever seen in my life.
My God, man.
I never wanted to leave a movie theater.
I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding this. This is probably the one
stupid. I want to go. I hate it.
I don't get it.
I hate it.
What about? Okay, yeah. Explain to me. I'm curious. What did you not like about it?
All of it.
Why do you hate it?
I didn't like any of it.
None of the scares were effective to you. None of the scenes stuck out to you.
I will give credit to the twist that everything's pointing to the daughter, and then no, it's the son. That because I will give credit to that because that was smart marketing. But other than that,
Really?
Yeah, I knew it was a fucking cult.
None of the scenes with like Tony Collette, like even just the drama though, like the scenes with Tony Collette. Really?
For me, man. I don't know
Oh
why.
man,
I don't know
that's
why. And
crazy.
it's not like I can say, oh, it's just demons don't do it for me because like Paranormal Activity. That's a weird thing to say. Yeah, I know.
Demons don't do it for me.
Because Paranormal Activity scared the literal shit out of me. And like The Conjuring is about like a witch and shit. That scared the shit out of me too.
Sure.
The first Conjuring, not the second one.
Sure.
But I don't know why, but I have no idea why. I was sitting there and I was like, God damn it, I really do not like this film.
Interesting.
And I've tried very hard to pinpoint why I don't like it very much.
I'd be curious. I want to know.
Don't know. I can't pinpoint it. Like,
because I can go on and on.
It's gonna be a fucking cult. Obviously the family's fucked up. I think it would have been a scarier thing if you just, you saw the sister having the allergic reaction, and then instead of showing her getting decapitated by a pole, essentially, I would have just cut to her decapitated. Don't show what happened. Make you think the brother did it.
I don't mind that. In fact, actually, you know what? That's a brilliant point. You know why? So I watched that film first on a plane. Because I didn't want to care to watch it at first, but I was on a plane and I was like, okay, I'll watch this. And you know how on planes they had to sort of cut around certain scenes,
yes,
for certain movies. One of the choices they decided to cut, which I didn't even know was a thing until afterwards, until I rewatched it, was exactly what you just said. So in the cut on the plane, they don't show you her head getting decapitated. All they show you is that it cuts away and the car stops. The car stops. That's all they show you, and it's implied. And I was terrified of that scene.
Yeah, that's more scary to me.
Because you don't know exactly what happened, but she's done. Like she's dead. Yeah. But you don't see it at all. So that's a great point you made, because I don't, and I saw the theatrical cut. I don't think it really takes away that much to have seen it happen, but I thought that was a great point that you made, because like that's actually what happens in some of the other cuts. And I was like, it is actually more effective. But I want to ask you. So, but like even afterwards, one of the more brilliant scenes of in that movie I thought was what happens afterwards. Immediately is when the brother just fucking goes to bed and says nothing. He doesn't even tell his mother what happened.
That was pretty effective, actually.
That fucked me up. I was this kid's just gonna stay in bed? What's fucking wrong with you?
Yeah.
That whole thing was messing me up. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I thought I don't know. I just
shocked me.
I just can't.
And this was one other ghost scare that I love.
I just can't get into that movie. I don't know why. But it is one of my most overrated.
I think a lot of people would agree with you too, though. I would think a lot of people don't love Hereditary.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. This just didn't do it for me.
Okay.
Just didn't do it for me. You got any more?
I
gave you The Witch, Hereditary, Hocus Pocus, and Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, those ones were really good. The Nightmare Before Christmas, man. Yeah, I'm sure they got a lot to say. People have something to say about that. No, I don't think I have any more. I'm trying to think of one that would be like underrated, like a wild take like that. I don't think I have anything like that, though.
That's all right.
Yeah, no. I think I've said all the ones that
Halloween is a wild take, I think.
You think so?
Overrated, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I just do. But it's not like it. I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
I just think it's not. It just doesn't hold up, and it's definitely not as scary, I think, than most other movies I've seen by now. It's not as scary to me.
Yeah.
But it's so in that sense, I think it is a little overrated. To say that it like is scary today, I think is definitely saying it's a little.
That's a stretch for sure. It's not scary today.
No, because some people do. Some people do say like, I'm terrified of that movie. I put it on because I'm still scared every time I see Michael Myers in that movie. I'm like, all right, that's fine. I don't.
I don't.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. But I'm glad though we've had a bit of a resurgence of like great thrillers and horror, I think, in this past couple of years, which is really cool.
Cool.
which I really love. I will say, I think this is not a horror movie, but I really love Searching.
That's great.
The one with John Cho.
Yeah,
great
that's
movie.
A great like found footage, new way to do found footage.
Yeah,
wonderful
thriller.
I like that movie a lot. That was a cool movie.
That was a really cool movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, Searching was great, dude. I completely agree with you.
Yeah, that's it. Would you consider Zodiac a horror film? What's a horror film that isn't considered a horror film, but it still frightens you? That's one. Zodiac terrified. I hate watching that film because it's actually really terrifying, some of the scenes. But it's definitely not a horror film by any means.
Gone Girl.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one, dude.
Yeah, Gone Girl probably.
That's a good one.
That was
I forgot about
movie.
that.
I was like, oh,
dude,
God.
the razor scene.
Yeah,
that scene's actually pretty gnarly.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
Patrick.
that
Jesus
fucking.
Christ.
You're right. That's a great one. Oh, that's also by fucking okay.
Fincher
any Fincher film
Seven?
is a pseudo horror film that's not really a horror film.
Seven's
fucking up. Yeah, that's. But yeah, dude, he's actually he straddles the line of thriller horror really well. He's a master of that. I think. Yeah. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, I would not consider a horror film, but some pretty fucking terrifying scenes in that movie too. Yeah. David Fincher, man. Like horror question mark? Like, I don't know.
I would say so, yeah. I mean, it's almost like this, right? David Fincher's subgenre or how he's really good is like thriller horror, almost the same way as James Cameron's kind of the most underrated action director of all time.
Sure. Absolutely.
I think that's like the same kind of comparison.
I think you're right.
All of Fincher's movies, even there's parts of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo that are fucking creepy.
I guess you said it, yeah. Girl with the Tattoo, also pretty just eerie and weird. And
eerie. That's a fantastic word. Yes.
Eerie might be the best way to describe it. Yeah, it doesn't go. It never really goes on full on horror.
Yeah,
he's
ever. Really good at that. Yeah.
Like you don't see blood. Like you don't see blood.
No.
Ever in his movies. But it's just some just really like weird imagery, eerie imagery, unsettling. Yes. Yeah, very unsettling. That there's that great scene in Zodiac. I don't know if you remember this. Have you watched Zodiac?
Yeah, it freaked me out as a kid.
There's a scene,
like 15-year-old.
Yeah, there's a scene where he goes to what he thinks is the one, like the killer's house, and he's played by that actor who I've actually met. He lives near Showman Erks. I've seen him at a Starbucks a few times. Fucking A, what's his goddamn name? Wait. I'm about to find it. Plays like really weird people most of the time. Charles Fleischer. He's in like Back to the Future. He's the curly haired guy.
Yeah.
And he's in like a lot of movies. He's in a lot of movies, but he's never the main dude. But he goes to his house and he thinks he's like the killer. It's a beautiful scene though. It's like, again, no jump scares, no nothing. It's just fucking weird. The way it's edited.
Yeah.
And it's like it straddles horror and just thriller at the same time so goddamn well.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. When
such a great director.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Fincher is like that underrated horror.
100%.
Got that knocked down.
Like what is like wiki? Is it okay, mostly psychological thrillers.
All psychological thrillers, I'd say.
Probably all.
Minus Alien 3. But there were some scary scenes in that. Alien 3, dude. Alien 3, Scream 3, we said earlier. Weird fucking movies. I really like,
I didn't like Aliens 3. No.
You're coming off Alien, one of the greatest of all time. And then somehow, some way, James Cameron says, you know what? I'm going to fucking one-up you. Aliens.
Yeah, Aliens.
And then it goes from that to Alien 3.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
I don't know.
Like that's one of those. What the fuck happened to this movie?
It's definitely not one of David's best films either.
Okay,
too, but he skyrockets from there though.
Yeah,
I feel like
has The Abyss. So.
Oh yeah, true. I didn't hate The Abyss though, but it's a weird movie.
Abyss is just a movie. James Cameron does this. It's just a movie he made to see that he could do.
If he could do it, right? It's an intro movie.
Technology and my special effects will work in Terminator 2 now.
Right. He almost died on that movie. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yes, dude, that movie was nuts. The Abyss.
He almost died.
The behind the scenes of it.
Oh, it's wild.
Yeah, That movie
Wild.
should not have ever gotten finished.
No, not at all. Talk
All
about a horror film. Yeah.
We're rambling here, but yeah, I think it's a good place to end, right?
I think that is a good place to end. I think we gave a lot of good recommendations, a lot of hot takes there.
Yeah, hot takes,
Yeah.
Nightmare
it's fun.
on oh no, wait, that's Nightmare on Elm Street. No. Nightmare Before Christmas. Fuck you. I hate you. I hate
never
that you're a holiday classic.
I'll say this. I don't think I hate any horror films like you do. Like, hate that movie. I don't hate it.
Oh, I hate Hocus Pocus even more.
I hear you. Yeah. I don't hate them, but I get, because, Hocus Pocus knows what it is. Let's be honest. It knows what it is. It's not like they were trying to make a fucking good ass movie. All right.
That's a fair point.
Okay. That's all I want to say.
How did that movie become a cult classic? That's your Halloween kids cult classic?
Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and the thing are great.
She has like 8 lines. Sarah Jessica Parker has like 5 lines in that movie.
I mean, I will say that song is pretty cool too. I do like that song.
I Put a Spell on You.
I put a spell on you. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's cool. And now you're mine.
And on that note, we'll end there.
All right.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Be safe out there.
Be safe, kids.
And please don't come to my house.
And, that's why we do a podcast together.
That's exactly why.